Hey, what's up, everybody? It's J Rock right here. Today I'm gonna be hitting you with something a little different. I've been tagged to do a video by fellow fraghead Noah. If you're not familiar with his channel, it's called Titan Fragrances. So go ahead and check him out. He has some great content out there, and he's pretty consistent as well. Now, when it comes to these tag videos, a lot of times I'm like, nah, like a lot of times the questions are uninspiring. It's a lot of the same. Which four fragrances would you keep? What's your favorite? What do you wear the most? So it's always gonna be the same fragrances. Here the questions are a little different, where they lend themselves to where you're gonna show different variety. So that inspired me to be like, this is a little different. It gives me a chance to show different stuff. So I was like, all right, cool, let's do this. So I wrote down the questions because it's quite a few of them and I couldn't remember them by memory. So like I better just write them down. Is question number one and number two is, what's your newest bottle? What's your oldest bottle? This question can be a little tricky because I usually buy and I order a few. Since I started collecting, I order two or three fragrances at a time. And even before I started collecting, when I would just keep a few for practical use, not to collect, I still would order three or four at once, and then I would just keep those till they run out, and make another order. And obviously, those orders, instead of every 8 months or so, for so I started collecting, now they're like every 2 weeks or every week. So yeah, it's funny how that changes, right? But so there would be no set one fragrance, but I'll give you a few, I guess. My first ones, my oldest ones I have right now, I may have some that were older, but I no longer have them. I may have sold them, or they may have run out. But so the oldest ones that I can remember and that I still have is this one, Mercedes-Benz Cologne. It's a nice bottle there. It's like a light blue. This is like a lemonade feel. It's kind of effervescent. It's pretty much how it smells off the atomizer. It's how it's gonna smell on your skin. It's a modest put. I haven't worn it a lot. I wore it maybe 3 or 4 times, but I have had other people just smell it like, oh, try it out, and people seem to like it. It's something's gonna pull compliments. And the other one is this one. I have it because when I first got into the game, there was all this hype around Aventus. So I thought, you know what? Let me try a clone out. I bought this. Then I bought it. Then I never gave it too much wear. It just sat there because I started just hearing more and more about it, and it made me lose interest in actually wearing it myself. I was just like, whatever. So I had this about a year and a half. And recently, maybe the last 3 months, I started wearing it more often, maybe once a week or whatever. And I'm really coming around to enjoying this spray. Even since the first time I sprayed it, I liked it. It's just all the talk about it kind of turned me off of it. But this is a nice fragrance. I'm digging it. I don't see no need to buy the real thing. I like this just the way it is. And it's pretty strong as well. I get 8 hours with pretty good projection. And this actually has pulled me some compliments. I got to wear it a few times when I go out before the whole COVID thing had hit, and it got me some positive attention. People seem to like it. Who is in the collection? If you follow my channel or you've been following it for a minute, I made a recent haul maybe 2 weeks ago or so, something like that. I uploaded the video. I think I bought like 5 or 6 fragrances. So I'm not gonna show off five that I bought or whatever. That's my newest order so far. So therefore, all those are my newest to the collection. And one of those, so I'm gonna show the one that was my favorite out of the ones I bought. Is this one, Crepuscule Des Ames by Atelier Colognes. I was really digging this one. This was a nice one. I haven't worn it out in public or anything yet. Haven't I should, but I haven't yet. Now this one has a nice sweet vibe, has some cardamom, some incense, so it gives it some sexiness, some mysteriousness to it. And it also, it's not listed. I tried looking up the notes and I noticed this wasn't listed, but I get this smell after maybe I don't even know how long, but early on in the fragrance, you start getting this chamomile type of tea note in here. And it wasn't on Fragrantica, but I get that note. It's very distinct because I drink that a lot, so I recognize the smell right away. So I get those notes. Those are the most prominent notes I get from this. It's I wouldn't say it's beast mode projection, but you will be noticed with it. I haven't worn it a lot, like I said. I just got it. So you could tell from the bottle, it's super full. But I just know this is gonna be a compliment piece, and it's I will wear this for a signature scent, everyday use. but it's great for date nights as well. It's not super heavy and dense though, although it's not light either. It has some weight to it, which is but it's not too much, which is why you could wear it every day during even if it's hot outside. But yeah, I'm super happy to have this one. This is probably gonna be one of my top favorites in my collection. So yeah, this is the newest one, guys. The next two fragrances is gonna be the next two questions are what's the most expensive in your collection and what's the cheapest in your collection. So that's questions 3 and 4. So the most expensive is this one, Creed Royal Oud, and it's the most expensive simply because it's a big bottle. This is a big 250 ml bottle, pretty expensive. This, when I first got it, I thought it smelled pretty strong because it smells pretty strong when you smell it like this. Also, because some of it kind of spilled on the box, so the box was smelling real strong. I was like, man, this is gonna be a powerhouse. But once you spray it on yourself, it's not that strong. It's a very dated scent to me. It's very regal, very like for a mature person. I would say it's somebody for like in their like late 50s, 60s, or someone that's high up there in the totem pole, like at work and stuff, someone that's like a boss. I definitely get that vibe from this. And it's even, I mean, it's called Royal Oud, so it's one of those fragrances that's trying to make a statement. It's not there to be fun and playful, or it's not there to get compliments. This is not that type of fragrance. It is like you wanna show people you mean business. This is something you would wear with a suit and tie. Just like when you wear a suit and tie, girls are not gonna come give you compliments and stuff unless they know you, because it's gonna be more intimidating. You know what I mean? This is what this fragrance is. So that's my most expensive. And my most cheapest fragrance is this one. Preferred stock. I bought this just simply for nostalgia reasons. I really didn't need it in the collection, but I didn't even remember what this smells like. But I do remember the bottle itself because I wore this back in junior high, or back when your parents will buy you stuff, some of your shirts, some of your fragrances, like stuff you don't pick out yourself. So I got this back when I was like 11, 12, and I never remember what it smelled like anymore. I never bought a second bottle. But as an adult, I seen somebody post it in the fragrance groups, and right away I recognized that the bottle. I was like, damn, I remember that. So to me, the bottle itself is where the nostalgia comes from, not necessarily the scent. But yeah, I see this bottle brings back some fun memories, a time where you were very carefree with not a problem in the world. So this one's my cheapest. I believe it was like $9. Like I said, the sprayer is it's almost like a spray can sprayer, or like that spray you put in the pans so they don't stick, so the food don't stick to them. It's all in all, the scent itself isn't bad. I can see this being worn every day, casual use it to work or whatever, even in office, because it's kind of like a soapy vibe, and you get some greenness to it. It's not really a compliment getter, but it is pleasant. So the next questions is, what's my easy reach that I just go for without thinking when I'm just gonna go do something real quick? That would be, so this is question number 5. That would be Low Super by Issey Miyake. That's the bottle. These bottles are a lot nicer in person than on camera. On camera, I always thought they looked kind of fake. But in person, once you hold it in your hand and so forth, I thought it's pretty nice. The cap got a little weight to it. This one is it's not bad. It's kind of like, it's clean. I didn't even check what the notes are on it, but I get a little bit of that, not necessarily a metallic note. I get some type of spice and cleanliness to it too, and it's kind of crisp. It's like, if you like Dior Sauvage, you might like this. This is like a more mature, grown-up version of that, because this one it smells nice and it'll get you compliments too. It's mass appealing, but it's not super strong. It's like when you smell Dior Sauvage, I would smell it on my hand or on the test strips, and I'll be like, oh, and I didn't like it. So for a while, I just didn't like that fragrance because I would smell it that way. But when you smell it up in the air, it's actually pretty pleasant, and I've come around to really enjoying that smell. I really need to buy me a full bottle. I have a decanter, but I need to just go ahead and pick up a bottle eventually because I do like it that much where I want a bottle. And this is not that strong, so when you put it on your skin, you smell it like that. It smells good. It smells like how Dior Sauvage will smell when it's up in the air. But Dior Sauvage is not something you want to smell on a strip or like that close to your nose because it can be overpowering and turn you away from it. This is my easy reach fragrance. And my favorite bottle, it's question number 6. Favorite bottle, there's a few I really like, but at the moment, if I had to just under pressure, go ahead and point somewhere, it'd probably be this one, Oud Lemon Mint. I just, the bottle itself, it's kind of simplistic. All of Mancera bottles are like this, but they all have different color schemes. And this one goes from yellow to green to blue. Just the way that fades, the colors, the way they fade into each other, I really like the way it does that. And also, this is the one from my Manceros that I see the most often because it's probably the one I wear the most. It is a great fragrance. It's very mass appealing, very versatile. If you could only have 2 or 3 fragrances, this is one you could wear year round. This would be one. So yeah, this is for question number 6, favorite bottle. Question number 7 is what fragrance brings you the most? You have the most fond memories of. That would probably be this Armani Code. Not necessarily this bottle. This is a newer bottle I bought, but I had the one that doesn't have this back in like 04, 05 when it came out. And man, that fragrance just did wonders for me. Well, it probably wasn't just the fragrance, you know. I was younger, so that probably had a lot to do with it. I was probably 60 pounds skinnier, so that probably had a lot to do with it. But yeah, this is a fragrance I was wearing, and I used to get a lot of compliments and that's probably the fragrance I got the most compliments on. Also because I was in school, so I was around a lot of people. Therefore, the more people you're around, the more compliments you're gonna get, right? It's gonna increase your chances of getting positive attention. I used to get a lot of compliments on this. Also on the shirts I would wear. I got a lot of compliments on my shirts. I would think my shoes because I buy Jordans a lot. But now actually most of the compliments came from my shirts. And then some came, a lot of them came when I wore this fragrance. But yeah, this brings me to a good time in my life. It's not that the times are bad for everybody right now with with all this nonsense going on. It's just crazy. But but in general, they're okay. They're just times are not as exciting as they used to be. Like you get older, things get a little more boring. You slow down a bit. You're not in the clubs and the strip clubs and dance clubs every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. You can't do it. You can't hang. You try to. At least me, man, I would be up. I would be up to like 3 in the morning, 4 in the morning drinking, and I'll still be up at 6 to get to go to work or whatever, right? I can't do that now. If I'm up at 3 in the morning, I'm waking up tomorrow. They were like 12. Just can't. Your body's different. But yeah, this brought a lot of good memories. It still smells good. I still really like it. It has a powdery vibe to it. Some black licorice, some bergamot. Very, very sexy. I still feel like this works in today's day and age. The only problem with it is, even back then, I don't remember it lasting too long, but I felt like you got like 6 hours out of it, and now you get less. Now you probably get like 4. It's been tempered with as far as the smell still kind of smells like I remember it with this new bottle, but the longevity is not there. Okay, question number 7 is what fragrance was not worth the hype? Meaning you were disappointed, let down when you got it, right? I bought this as a blind buy. Once the hype died down a little bit, I was like, let me try it out. I didn't want to buy it once the hype train was going strong. When something's too overrated, I don't like to pick it up at that time because I know what's gonna happen. I know it's not gonna meet those expectations that people are putting out there. And then once the hype dies down, I'm more willing to try it. I'm like, all right, now I'll try it because now expectations are a little lower. So I did that with this one. This is a Mancera Instant Crush. And sure enough, that's exactly what happened. I got it. I was expecting to kind of be floored and amazed. Tried it on. While it's not a bad fragrance, it's okay. It's not nothing I was wowed by. I wasn't excited. I was just like, I thought about it. This is how I rate my fragrances. I'm like, say it cost me $100. I'm like, do I rather have the $100 or do I rather have the fragrance. When I'm like, oh, all day I'd rather have the fragrance over the $100, that means it was money well spent. I'm happy with my purchase. I'm not second guessing it. With this one, I was like, do I rather have the money or the fragrance? I was like, I don't know. Like, maybe with that money, I could buy a fragrance I like more. So the fact that I'm asking myself this says something, right? Says I wasn't completely excited over it. So that's where I'm at with this one. If I look hard enough, I might find something I was more disappointed by. But since this is one of my more recent acquisitions, it's the one that popped in my head first. I was like, yeah, probably Instant Crush. Again, not a bad fragrance. I get a white floral with some syrupy orange. So it's okay. People say cotton candy, like from the fair and stuff. I can see that. I can see how why they would compare it to that. So yeah, this is for question number is your favorite from your favorite house. Now, before again, I started collecting about a year and a half ago, 18 months. Before I started collecting, my favorite house was Giorgio Armani, and I've always liked Tom Ford. So I would say like those two, but I had a lot of Giorgio. I wouldn't say a lot, but a decent amount of Giorgio Armani purchases. I never had any Tom Fords, but I've always liked them when I tried them at the stores. Once I started collecting, now I have enough of them, right? And I have a decent amount of Giorgio Armani's. So I was looking at which houses I have the most of. It was Giorgio Armani, Tom Ford, and Mancera at this moment. So I was like I'm buying a lot of these houses. So I guess those are tend to be my go-tos, my favorites. And I'm gonna tell you, I have three of these, and I love all of them. So this house, I'll tell you, I'm gonna buy more of them. I've been very happy with all of them. So this is it's making a running to be up there with my top four favorite. It's in the top four right now of favorite houses. The more I buy of them, we'll see how it goes going forward. But right now, it's strong candidate to maybe being my favorite. So I was thinking, I go, which one is my favorite out of the bunch? And I can't really make a call of which one is my favorite out of those four brands, but it would be one of those four: Tom Ford, Giorgio Armani, Mancera, or Atelier, the Desors line. So so I'm just gonna go by which fragrance I like the most out of the ones I have from there. So I'm gonna go probably with Youre from Tom Ford. It's in a box right now because I put some fragrances away, took some other fragrances out for the rotation and so forth. And I don't want to dig through it right now. But Tom Ford Youre will probably be, we're just going to go with that as my favorite fragrance from my favorite house. But it's not really set in stone, like I said, about which one is my favorite house out of those. I don't know. I honestly don't know right now. Now, the other question, I skipped a question here, my bad. The other question was which fragrance was worth the hype? There was one not worth the hype, one that was worth the hype. So not worth the hype was Instant Crush by Mancera. Worth the hype would also be an offering from Mancera, and it would be this one just because I have it right here. So but I know what I'm gonna go with that one is Oud Lemon Mint. My favorite bottle. The fragrance itself, you could get these for about $80. Totally worth the $80. You get 120 mils, $80. They last like 7-8 hours with pretty solid projection. You only have to spray about 4 times, so it's gonna last you a while. And they got some good scents, but this one in particular, it's very versatile, mass appealing. Can wear it in winter, can wear it in summer, can wear it at day, can wear it at night. At dates, I mean, you can wear it at dates, but I don't think it has a seductive vibe or like it's not a sexy fragrance, but it is a likable fragrance. So I would say this one's worth the hype. If you're just starting your collection and you have a few extra bucks, get this one. If you just want to start off with some $20, $30 range and so forth, I totally understand. But if you're just looking to buy 2 or 3 fragrances and you don't mind spending a little extra, get this one and you won't need to buy 2 or 3. This one will do it all. So this one is worth the hype. Definitely pick it up. And so yeah, those were those last 2 questions. And the next one was most used fragrance. So the most used in my collection, that's actually a pretty good question because I don't know if I necessarily have a go-to that I use all the time, but if I would go with this. At this current time, these are two I've been wearing a lot. Is Bergamota di Calabria by Acqua di Parma, the Mediterranean line. This has just a nice, juicy bergamot, very refreshing. Just gets you. It just sends out good vibes. You know, it sends out a happy mode. Cause see, that's been this is a 150 ml bottle, and got some decent wear on it. I really enjoy this one. This is one I kind of easy reach when I'm going out to just to do whatever, or even when I'm in the house and I'm done hopping off the shower, brushing my teeth and so forth. I just throw it on. So I use this. I've been using this one a lot. I like very casually. Even when I'm not going anywhere, and if I'm just kicking it at home, that's one I go to a lot. And the next one would be this one. This one is called Encanto por Home Blue by Ferragamo. This one is one I've been using a lot too. You can see I just got it recently. Look at that dent on it. I've been working on this one. Something about this, I just like wearing it, especially after shower at night. Throw it on, throw on the TV, watch some Netflix or something, and just having this on. Sometimes I even spray it on the sheets or the pillows. I just like the smell. I don't know, there's something about this smell I like. I just don't. It's not something I would wear when I'm going out somewhere because the longevity is kind of iffy. But around the house, I wear it a lot around the house because then I could reapply in 2 hours or 3 hours and throw some more on. So yeah, I've been going kind of crazy with this also because it's kind of cheap. So I'm just spray it in the air, spray it on myself. I'm kind of almost like just playing with it almost. That's probably why I'm going through it so fast, but it's a pleasant scent. So those will be my most worn of the, let's say, last 3 months. Now, the last two questions was biggest model and smallest bottle. Now, I have a lot of 250 ml fragrance bottles, and I have a lot of 50 ml fragrance bottles. So those would be my biggest and smallest. So not even going to answer those two questions. So matter of fact, you know what? I'm going to throw a new question out there for you guys. For the people I tag, I want you to just skip those two questions because I find them very uninteresting. And I'm going to give you this. If you're a guy that I'm tagging, let me know what your favorite feminine fragrance that you would wear or that you do wear. And if you're a woman I'm tagging, let me know what's a favorite masculine fragrance or that's marketed towards men that you wear or that you would wear. So yeah, let me know that one. And let me see, who am I gonna tag? So I like to tag it's MJ. She has a great channel and great personality. I love watching her videos. I've been watching them a lot lately. And she needs to get more views, man, more exposure. Check out her channel. So you've been tagged, girl. I want to see what you got out there. See what your answers to these questions are. Also, a newer channel I found out about is the Sensational Lifestyle by Haiti. You've been tagged as well. And let's get two fellas up in here too. Let's go with the Cologne guy, Ben. Check his channel out. He's been doing this for a while. And he really needs more subscribers. Help him out, guys. Get some traction going. Get the word out there. He's real good at dissecting the fragrance and explaining to you what it is he likes about it or doesn't like about it. I don't know why he doesn't have more subs. Check him out. And one that's he's a little more popular. You guys may have heard of him. Is Keith from it was Mr. Cheap Sense. What did he change his name to? He changed he changed the name of his channel and I can't remember what it was. All right, so I tried looking up his channel, doesn't come up. I can't find it, so I don't know what his channel name is, his new channel. So Cheap Sense, if you watch this, you've been tagged. If you don't watch this, I'm gonna tag somebody else. You know what? I like Dallas from Chaos Fragrances. I've been watching his channel since early on in my fragrance journey. Since back when I was first getting started, and I've always liked his channel. He brings some fragrances to the limelight that don't get a lot of, you don't talk about them a lot, right? They don't get a lot of attention. That's one of the big reasons why I like his channel. He's not scared to blind buy and try out things that don't get talked. And Sometimes he brings a fragrance that people haven't heard of. People buy it and they seem to like them. They're like, oh, I wouldn't have found out about this fragrance if it wasn't for him. So I think that's always a good thing. That's always a good thing to give some lesser known fragrances or brands, some attention. So I gotta respect him for that. Much props. So I'm gonna tag him. I'll be interested to see if he watches this video. That's another thing I hesitate to tag big channels because I don't know if they watch my videos or if they've already been tagged or even want to do this. But in case you watch this and you're interested in doing the tag video, you've been tagged, and I'll be curious to see what your answers are. All right, guys. It's been fun. Thanks everybody for taking some time out of your day to watch the video. Hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. It really will help me out, and hopefully you stick along and watch the future content that I upload. Okay, other than that, I guess I'm just gonna check you guys out next time. Later.